When is this self-improvement thing gonna end? How long do I have to do this for? When will it be done so I can rest? The truth is, never. So many young men make the mistake of thinking that one day the struggles in their lives are going to stop or be different in some fundamental way. They think, if I work hard on this, one day I will be able to rest. But that's wrong. As long as life continues, it is your duty to enjoy the struggles of it. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. The more I think about this quote, the more I like it. This quote actually ties to a chapter from The Way of the Superior Man. Stop hoping for the completion of anything in life, which I will be talking about here as well. But first, to help you understand this quote from the philosopher Albert Camus, I want to tell you the story of Sisyphus. Sisyphus was the first king of Ephyra, now also known as Corinth. And even though he was a good leader who brought his nation lots of wealth, he was also an evil dictator. We could have seen this when he would kill visitors bearing gifts and later marrying his own niece. This kind of behavior obviously caught the attention of the gods. But what they didn't know was that Sisyphus had many tricks up his sleeve with very high confidence. The conflict started when Zeus took a nymph named Aegina, flying away with her in the form of an eagle. Aegina's father, the river god named Sisyphus, panicked and followed them all the way to Ephyra, where he lost them, and told Sisyphus. This is where Sisyphus's first trick comes into play. He made a deal with Sisyphus that if he makes a river run through his city, he would tell him where Zeus went. And so Sisyphus agreed. He made Sisyphus a river and went to search for his daughter. But once he entered Zeus's land, Zeus was forced to kill him by lightning. After this, Zeus was furious at Sisyphus, so he asked Thanatos, the god of death, to trap Sisyphus in the underworld so he wouldn't cause him any more troubles. But Sisyphus had another trick up his sleeve. When he was being chained up, Sisyphus asked Thanatos to tell him how the chains work. Thanatos, thinking nothing of it, showed him, and Sisyphus took this opportunity to chain up Thanatos instead, and he escaped the underworld. With the god of death not being able to do his job, no one could die, and the world plunged into chaos. Everyone was suffering, and wars were endless. And this instead angered the god of war, Ares, because the battles were no longer fun to watch. So he went to quickly free Thanatos. Sisyphus knew that it would once again be all over, and so instead of dying normally, he told his wife to throw his dead body down a river, so his soul would eventually wash up in the river Styx. When he was back with the dead, he approached Persephone, queen of the dead, and told her that his wife didn't give him a proper burial. So Persephone let him go back so that he could punish his wife for not giving him a proper burial. But instead, he went there to thank his wife and celebrate with her. This was the second time he escaped death, but the gods promised there wouldn't be a third time. Hermes, the messenger, dragged Sisyphus back to the gods, who gave him a punishment. At first, it seemed like an easy task. He was supposed to roll a boulder up a hill, and when he reached the top, he could go back home to the land of the living. But he soon realized that once he got close to the top, the boulder would roll all the way down, and all Sisyphus could do was to start over and over, forever. And so, why would he be happy with his punishment? Well, the way I see it is that this punishment is our lives. Even though in the end life is meaningless, just like pushing a boulder up a hill that always slides down after you get to the top, we must learn to enjoy the struggles of it, not obsessing about if or when we are going to push the rock up the hill, but rather enjoy the pushing. Don't wait for the completion of anything in life. As long as life continues, it is your duty to enjoy the present moment and enjoy the challenges your life gives you, because life will be full of struggles, whatever you do. Whether you go on self-improvement and try to become the best version of yourself, or you start sinking into nihilism, despair, and instant gratification, like most of the world. Even though in the end life is meaningless and you are gonna die anyway, you are still going to struggle no matter what you do. And so you might as well try to become the best version of yourself, so you can end up making a mark on this world and be remembered. Sisyphus has no concept of a better day or an afterlife. His experiences are tied to the here and now. Sisyphus embraces the task at hand and gives it his all, revolting against nihilism and despair. This allows him to be the master of his own story, even during his punishment. Just like you, if you embrace the struggles and challenges in your life, you can be the master of your own story. If you don't do that, you are like a feather in the wind of life waiting for life to blow you around. You have no control. There is joy and contentment in embracing the struggles of life. There is joy and contentment in striving for excellence, even though in the end, it will be meaningless to you, because you won't be able to take it into wherever it is that you go after death.